on. I know we had messages like before, like the end of the season last season. Like, all this stuff was going on. We were just talking about it. Just life.
I know. I was excited. I was willing to wait. I was excited. This is a dope.
I'm glad that you waited. So I'm super happy about that. And one thing I want to ask you about, you mentioned it, but you are a beer drinker, right?
I am a beer drinker, and I do some liquor every now and then.
I've seen your snaps on Instagram.
But
every now and again. It's not
it's just a little dabble there, you know. But I love beer. To this day, I love beer. And it's so funny because a lot of my friends are like, girl, enough with the beer. Where's the mixed drinks? I'm like, no, I need my beer. I need my beer.
I tell people like a lot of season, like I don't drink a lot of like mixed drinks. Just never really was my thing.
Yeah.
And, like when I was younger, we the
right.
the vodka, whatever. But then I was like, earlier, I was like, you know what? This isn't just not where it's at. It's not hitting right for me. So I dialed back, and then I discovered this place that opened me up to a whole new world of craft beer. And then the reason why I started podcasts is like, a lot of people don't understand craft beer. It's all the commercial stuff, or like some random beerita flavor that comes out.
Right. That's not genuine beer.
That's not really genuine beer. And that's what I try to tell people. That's not real.
Right.
But since you're a beer drinker, what are some things that you like?
So there was one. And I don't know if it's only this restaurant that makes it. It's called Fromoise. So it's a raspberry and wheat beer. Oh my goodness. I've yet to be able to find it like in a liquor store.
Yeah. So some of those beers, a lot of those you will never find.
Right.
It's really at a craft beer store, or it's at the place that you found it and drank it at.
Yeah.
It's like really specific. Especially limited edition something. That sounds like it was probably like a limited edition.
Yeah, I think so. You can only go there to get it. I just tried a new blueberry beer I like. But I'm actually a shock top, blue moon type of girl.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, having a good shock top every now and again. Or blue moon with a good orange, like a really good day, like a nice warm day. It hits the spot.
Yes.
It hits the spot. And then you mix it with. Usually, I like to eat the blue moon if I'm getting. It is. It's crab season, so it's crab. Right now. So you get the crabs, get the crawfish season right now. Get you a beer with that blue moon, and that's it. Oh,
yes.
The citrus and that stuff is gonna be it.
It's so fire. I know. I do like Dos Equis Corona every now and then, but I want to start really exploring beers. So
I'm glad you came on the show. I can't let you know. I'm gonna bring you. So I know people are like, man, it's season 2. You got to do it big. So last year, at the end of last year, I subscribed to Beer Drop. Beer Drop. I'm not sponsored by them yet. Working on it.
Right.
Not yet. But I'll be tagging them every time when I get my boxes. So hopefully they will. But Beer Drop basically subscription. They're subscription service. They send me all the different kinds of beers. So I've been collecting all the stuff. I got a whole beer fridge, which I'll show you later. I got a whole beer fridge for the stuff they sent me, and then sometimes I've been big drinking a couple things, but I was like, but then this came in, and I was like,
oh gosh,
yes, this beer that we're gonna drink right now is gonna be the season opener. It's gotta be, and today it's actually a really special day because it's not just the season premiere of Beer Battered Thoughts, not just because Brewing is here, not just because of the beer, but today is National Beer Day.
Is it?
So,
yeah. Okay, I've got to go home now and have a beer too.
Gotta have a beer too. Which is going to be great. So, with that being said, we are going to be drinking a Triple Omen Imperial Espresso Milk Stout.
Oh, wow.
This is 12% ABVs, 12 IBUs.
Number one, this can is gorgeous.
Yeah, you guys can see it very well, and I'll probably put it in the comments. Throw a picture of this.
It's so just nice. Oh my gosh.
Higher state of beer. That's their whole thing. Triple Omen.
Oh gosh.
From Northampton, Massachusetts, from 9 Pearl Street.
Oh wow.
Progression Brewing Company. So I saw this and I was like, yeah, we gotta have this. This is gonna be. It's not too alcoholic, but it's got like a little bit more than usual.
So chocolate espresso.
Chocolate espresso.
Fruit.
Yeah,
oh wow.
So chocolate espresso. So I'm like, you know what? We gotta try it. I've never tried an espresso stout, so let's go ahead and crack these open. I've got my glass there. You can pour it into your glass, and I'll get my ASMR on if I can.
I know. Oh my god, it's a dark beer.
It is a dark beer, yes. This is a dark beer. We don't see the glass. I'm gonna work out the camera situation. I'll let that sit for a second.
Oh wow.
let mine sit for. You're a better pourer than I am.
You gotta pour at an angle.
Yeah, you gotta pour at an angle. You know, I'm not gonna pour my. I'm terrible with my pouring.
I'm a champagne drinker too, so you gotta pour.
You gotta really pour. You gotta really pour very nicely. But you were talking about. So what was the reason why you wanted to come on? So you wanted to come on and listen to an episode.
So now that I'm older, I'm not gonna say my age. Mm-hmm. I love exploring new things. Sometimes we as people, we get stuck in our ways and we're like, everybody's doing the Patron and the basic, the popular, liquor and drink.
The popular drink is right now. The term on is like the
and Hennessy and the tequila, and it's just like, okay. And I have just, since I'm over the age of 35, I've been into this exploring new things, new tastes, new products, and you really, really are like the beer connoisseur. I'm sorry, you really are. I was like, you know what? I want to try this. I really want to open my horizons. I love trying new things, and I just love your presentation of everything. You explain a lot, and you seem to have a lot of fun with it. So
I do. I try not to get like overly, because there are some podcasts and things like that. Other places that get really into it. Like,
I know. I clicked on yours and then see another.
Yeah. Once you click on mine, you start going.
Let me go back to his.
And they really go really into the process and how it's made. And I'm like, I like those, but like the common person who really wants to get into it,
it's not going to listen to all that.
Not going to listen to all that.
Right.
Not going to feel that. And those get kind of boring. And then some of the podcasts I have, like I listen to that talk about beer, it's like the same 4 people, and it's really just it turns into like this whole thing.
Yep.
So I didn't want to do that. So that's why I got Beer Battered Thoughts, kind of do different things.
This is so.
So with that being said, mine's calmed down a little bit. So let's go ahead and try this out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Okay, I need to sip of that.
Right.
Oh no, that's good.
First opinions. What do you like? What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I was a little worried.
I know. Let me just go ahead and top mine off too.
Let
me just top this up.
More.
So, I was not expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Starbucks beer.
Yeah. It's like you have like a Starbucks espresso. There's like, oh,
that's crazy.
And they're like, yeah.
And you know what's so funny? I am not a chocolate person.
Really?
Milk chocolate. Now, I can do dark chocolate or white chocolate, because regular milk chocolate, I cannot do. To me, it's salty.
Yeah.
This is good.
That's something we have in common. I'm not really a big chocolate person either, so I can get it. But this, I've had some chocolate beers and stuff that has it. It's always really good.
I was not expecting.
I don't understand why beer and chocolate is better than actual chocolate for me.
I know. I was gonna say, now I could drink one of these all day, but just to eat a candy bar is like no. And then you can taste. At the end, you can taste some fruit. Now, see, I taste cantaloupe, and that's probably way off.
Yeah,
it tastes like melon type fruit.
I don't think they put that in there. I'm pretty sure that's.
No, there's dried fruit in there.
Yeah, there's dried fruit.
But I really taste a melon type fruit. Now, it could be way off, but I taste like chocolate, and then at the aftertaste is melon, like melon taste.
Mm-hmm. That's possible.
Maybe my palate is not cleansed right now.
It's very possible, but it could be a dry melon. It probably could. Really good.
Wow.
But with that, we like to play a little thing after we taste the beers. Now, where does this rank in the drinking system, in the classification? So, the first one is, I've been sipping on this. Do you think this is going to be a turn-up beer? This is one, you're going out, you're celebrating, you're partying, doing that, your friends celebrating, that's that. Or could it be, this is you could easily add this into your weekly rotation of just different drinks that you have as a cool, calm casual. Or is this if that's all you got, you're at somebody's house, you're out somewhere, you're at the bar, you're at somebody's house, and they pop up in the fridge and say, hey, I got this beer, and you'd be like, yeah, that's all you got. Yeah, I'll drink it. It's not, okay. Not my first choice, but I'll take it. Or is this the dreaded, nah,
okay,
I'm good. I'll just drink water. What is rank for you?
I would say this is weekly rotation, grown and sexy. I'm sitting at the house sipping beer.
Yeah.
Watching my first 48 with the candles on. This is really good.
Yeah.
I would definitely drink this every week.
Okay.
I would definitely drink this every week. This is not a turn-up beer.
This is not a turn-up beer. That's not.
Yeah, it's like more of a grown and sexy type.
Yeah, this is really this grown and sexy. This is like a Thursday evening, Friday evening.
Yes, I'm off tomorrow.
You ain't got to be nowhere. You're kind of like cool. You're chilling.
I'm not gonna lie, when I seen how dark it was, so I have yet to get into like the lager type beers, the IPAs. I just, oh gosh, I can't do. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be tough. Yeah, but it's actually sweet. It's really good.
Yeah, I do like it. It is. I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more bitter than it actually is. Even though they did say 12 IBUs, which means I usually like it to tell you how bitter it's going to be.
Right.
But it actually isn't that bad. Actually, it's really not that bad.
That's crazy.
I actually do like it. So for those of you at home, hopefully this YouTube video comes out. If not, it's going to be pure audio if I look at this and it's not great. But even though, you know what, this is my first video.
I think we look pretty great.
I think we look pretty good. I got the whole setup, the whole dramatized show, all the different beers and stuff like that. Got to work on some lighting things. I did the best I could. We're on a budget. I got things to do. You guys who listen to my podcast and listen to me on Instagram, I've got Armored Combat stuff to do. I got stuff. Yeah, man. This stuff is expensive, okay? The podcast is like bare minimum. I've been doing things, okay? We're doing the setup. Before we go on with that, I want to thank everybody for being so patient with me for season 2, and Brittany for coming on to be season 1. We're going to get into some things. I'm going to talk about you. Before that, guys, for those of you watching, Knights of Wakanda t-shirts are available on my website, BeerBatteredThoughts.com. Follow me on Instagram. Mostly just get Instagram because I don't have time for anything else. So Instagram or BeerBatteredThoughts.com. Follow me. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm gonna do something on YouTube. I gotta figure that whole thing out. That's all. It's only one of me. Matt's not here anymore. For people who listen to season 1, Matt's busy doing whatever, and I don't know. And everybody else is busy too. So it's just me left. All right. So back to Brittany. So one of the first things that people will notice about you is the tattoo. So tell us. I know that's a part of your life right now. So tell me about that.
So it was actually my year anniversary for numb was 3/30/21 this year. Okay. Last year 3/30/20, like right when the pandemic hit, I went through some just craziness, some stuff I never thought I would go through, and then just on top of going through that, it was a pandemic. Losing someone you loved. It's just like, okay. I was just so numb. I was just like, at this point, I don't know how I feel. I don't care how I feel. I'm just over it. Yeah. But with that, it helped me recognize that mental health is really real.
It is.
And we tend to go through stuff, and a lot of us suppress our feelings instead of talking about it or trying to find help. And that's kind of what I did. I suppressed my feelings. I secluded myself. Went missing for like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I started coming out of it. I was like, you know what, Brittany, you don't have to be numb anymore. So numb for me means never underestimate mental bonds. I feel like we as people are so set on physical, what you look like, what you got, your money, how you dress. It's that mental that will have you going crazy because down the line, that mental is what's going to hit you. When you're out somewhere and you see something or hear something, you're going to be like, whoa, that's a trigger. So it really... it's on my throat because I noticed when I was feeling my most numb, I would get a knot in my throat. I couldn't talk. I couldn't really express how I felt. And I just encourage people. I do have a clothing line still. I'm not going to say did. I do have a clothing line that is called Numb by Brewing. And I just want people to know you do not have to be numb. You do not have to suppress your feelings. Speak out. And just remember every person and path that you cross, that mental bond, it's something serious.
No, it really
it's
is.
something serious. And I just hope that mental health, given with the pandemic and everything that's happened, we start really talking about it instead of suppressing it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think the pandemic was a wake up call for a lot of things.
It was.
For not just, your personal situation, your relationships, or your financial situation, but also your mental health situation. Because especially for people who are single and alone, they realize I'm single, and they have to think about what they have to reflect because they're home by yourself. There's shut down. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. You're watching shows and all this stuff, and then you're just really self-reflecting.
And then the news at the time was so just down.
Oh man, this is gonna be years.
Right.
And it still is gonna last for years. This is not over. I mean, I will tell you, this is not over. I got vaccinated.
I've registered. I mean, my job thankfully offers us free COVID tests. I don't know what's in the works for vaccines. I'm hoping to, because at this point, I'm going to just do my part. Yeah. As we all should. But yeah, I mean, it's just sad to see in this last year how many people, even people close to me, that really suffer, like really were depressed or down or sad. And I'm just like, whoa, I would have never thought. Yeah. You know, you had a lot of people didn't even know I was going through stuff. They were like, girl, you're so strong. I would have never guessed that. Yeah.
So what is your overall goal with numb? What is that?
I wanted, and that's kind of the reason why it's on halt right now, because I really have been doing my work behind the scenes to really explore mental health, not just in the Black community or in men, because, you know, they say that's who's affected most. But I've really been, I want people to know that you don't have to suffer in silence. You know, sometimes our friends will hit us up and say, hey, let's go drink, blah, blah, blah. But then you'll turn around and hit that same friend up like, hey, I need somebody to talk to. They don't respond.
Right.
They leave you on red.
Yeah.
During the winter storm, I got so many texts from people who were like, yeah, I hit them up, let them know I didn't have electricity or this, that, and the third. They friends didn't respond.
Yeah.
And I just want people to know, continue to reach out. Do not sit at home and be depressed, because, you know, depression leads to other things. Yeah. And unfortunately, during this last year, suicide was really high. Yeah. And reach out. Don't be numb. You know, there are people out there that can help you talk to, be a listening ear. I've been there. Everybody knows if you hit me up on social media, yeah. I will sit down and try to talk to you. But, yeah, we got to take control of that, because I just don't want our youth to feel like, oh, well, I get depressed, I can just go home and do this, that, and the third. No.
It is a road. Do you believe in therapy? Do you believe in, like, actual, like...
I absolutely do. I actually see a counselor once a week. Not physically, obviously, because of the pandemic. I do the video counseling. You know, I've had friends who I told me, I talked to my counselor. Girl, what did you see a counselor for? Yeah. And then I've had friends who were like, hey, how did that session go? How was it? How do you feel? Those are the type of friends that I want. I feel like, you know, in my race, we joke about serious stuff.
And it's because I think it's just how the generation was raised. And it's kind of like, yes. So we're like that generation that was raised like, whoa, wait a minute. That's that other people's stuff.
And when you think about it, talking to a counselor or going to therapy, it's someone who doesn't know you, who can't judge you.
Yeah, exactly. They have no skin in the game.
Right. So, you know, I think with them, I just want people to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Right. And you can get through whatever you're going through, and those mental bonds that you form with people are going to last a lifetime. Physical will disappear. You'll forget about what that person looks like, but you'll never forget about that person and how they treat you.
No, absolutely. No, I absolutely agree. I think one of the things there was, I think even for myself, like I think there was a big stigma on, you know, mental health, right? And I wouldn't actually talk to them. Then I think, like I said, I talked about it a couple times, and then, you know, last year was a big thing for me. And then even the previous years, I just had some really lows. Yeah. And I just finally went on this little app, BetterHelp, and I just kind of...
Yes, I've heard of that before.
BetterHelp, I was, you know, this is like a couple YouTube shows that I watched. They kept talking about it, and then one of the guys was like, yeah, man, I use it because I might have some issues. Right. So, you know, let me give it a shot. And I think I did probably like a couple months worth of sessions, and I kind of did. But it did help me, you know, realize and working on some things, and, you know, mental health. And I talk about that when I talk about my depressive ADHD and things like that I had some issues with, so that helped me get on that road. So I definitely believe that. So I'm glad. So I know you said your numb's on hold, and now you're trying to get some things straight with it. So you do have plans to bring that back.
Yeah, I was going to initially relaunch this year. I'm the type of person, if it doesn't sit right with my spirit, because, you know, I got the crystals and the EY and all that, then I just don't want to do it because I want my heart to be in it. I've had some other personal stuff going on with my brother and stuff like that. I have a twin brother, so I really was like, you know what, this has to be on hold for a second, but it's coming back. And I want to see numb across everybody's chest. I want people to really speak out. You know, when I launched last year, I did not expect the response that I got. I had people tell me, hey, you know, I've been going through relationship problems. I've been going through this. I'm depressed and this, that, and the third. And I was just shocked at how many people feel comfortable talking to me and telling me they feel safe with me, because it's like, I want that feedback. I want to know what can we do as a whole? I'm an Aquarius, so I'm like save the world, kumbaya type person. So it's coming back, and I'm gonna go hard when it comes back. I'm gonna be trying to do. I'm working with the company right now to where I can do some type of speaking event with our youth to let them know like this isn't cute. That I want to kill myself or I'm depressed. It's not cute, and if you are really feeling that way, speak out.
Also, need kids stay off that drug rap stuff. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm saying directly to the camera. The whole drug rap thing, Lil Xan and all these other people. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know what's crazy?
It was never cool when I was a kid.
The whole, without saying too much, I had a friend whose son recently passed, and I seen it on the news just the other day. The fentanyl overdoses that are at all-time high. The drinking and the e-cigs.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys.
It's not even about the marketing, because the marketing was mostly shut down. So I'm like, how do they?
Right. And it's so crazy because when you think about it, it's funny we're doing a podcast about beers because the first thing people do when they get depressed or sad is they drink. And it's just like, I clean the house. I put on my old school R&B and I vacuum. I'm like, I have hardwood floors and I vacuum. Yeah. So, it's. I just feel like our older generation, just needs to say it's okay. You're feeling this way, it's okay.
As a segue a little bit to go back to what you were talking about, you are very interactive on Instagram. I will say that. I sometimes I watch it just because I'm like, what is going on?
Everybody laughs at me.
But then you have so much crazy stuff that's going on, and then I don't know. Is it like people are like responding to you, or like people are just like antagonizing you? They're like, you're getting like sometimes you really get.
I be going out
worked up with some. I'm
very verbal. So it still baffles my mind why I have so many followers on social media because it's like I'm so blunt and direct. I don't even understand why anybody would like me. Of course, my friends are like, "Girl, because how you look." Yeah. I'm like, no. My mouth is some fire though.
I that's what sticks me in because you start when you start going it is like a whole thing.
But it's funny to me now because now, like years ago, I would get mad. I'd be like, Now I entertain it. You want your 5 minutes of fame? You want to talk about how long my nails are? You want to talk about, what I'm dressing like? Let's entertain it. This is funny to me.
Does that come from you, from your previous situation, wanting now to stand up and be more?
Absolutely.
For yourself?
Absolutely. This last year, even previous to this last year, I tolerated so much. I tolerated a lot of disrespect. I forgave when I shouldn't have forgave. I said sorry when I shouldn't have sorry. And I'm at the point now where my counselor told me, date yourself, love yourself like you love everybody else, and watch what you don't tolerate. Yeah. And, it is what it is. Some people, it's odd because a lot of guys are like, that's hot, that's a turn on. Like, you be talking crazy to people.
Okay, look. I'm not going to lie and say that when you say certain things, and here's what we'll do. I won't go too far in that. What we'll do is, if you want to come back, we'll do another episode about After Dark episode about that. Why that is right. But we'll do it like that. But I will say that some of the guys I do every now and again I will catch something like some guys will saying their comments and their pictures and stuff like that.
You see it,
and I don't really I see it. And I'm just kind of like, what would
make him say that?
What would you make me say that? And I'm like, I get it that at some point in your life you said it
and it got you somewhere.
It got you somewhere. Right. It didn't really work, but it got you a response, and then you and it worked. But then now you're just going out, and now you're just saying it. And especially when you see people who are trying to improve themselves or working through things, and you're still with that, and it's not even about that. But that's what you cut to. So I never really. So I wanted to ask you, how do you? I know, because I watched you. But I want you to explain to people who are listening to this who don't know you, how you combat that. When these guys are when you really are talking about your numb projects and things like that, moving forward. But the people are just oh no, well let's talk about this other thing.
Right. I mean, honestly, I'm very vocal and I'm blunt. I shut it down. It's all about what you tolerate. My mom used to tell me growing up, what you allow is what will continue. And I'm the type of person, if I want to entertain it, I'm grown enough to jump in your DM and say something to you. And so I've always been the type of person, if I'm not on that, I'm not on that. If I'm not on that type of time, I'm not on that type of time. So if I'm posting something and a guy's like, how can I get to know you? It's like, you can. So when you can, I'll let you know. Other than that, keep it moving. Yeah. And it's crazy because now that I've been more vocal and blunt, I still get a lot of it like, oh, okay, well, I'll be back in a week. I'll be back in a day. I've literally had guys persistent, but, you know, I just...
and then we'll do a part 2 episode. We'll go into that. I don't want to go because we have minors in the room, so I don't want to go too far into that. But I do want to, let's do a quick segue. We're going to play a little thing, like some beer stories. Okay?
Yes.
So I did it for season 1. I wanted to change it. And I was kind of thinking to myself, well, how did I want to change this? And I said, and I had it about this. If you could make a beer themed about yourself and your life, what would be the ingredients? And explain the ingredients and how you think it would taste, and then like how the alcohol level. That's good. I want to change it.
Okay. The first ingredient would be 100% bubble gum. Like the pink double bubble gum that we used to eat back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. The second ingredient would be a hint of cotton candy. Obviously some vanilla. Honestly, and probably just some strawberries. I don't think it would be like a lighter type beer because I'm very light. I'm very bubbly light.
Like a sour or an ale?
No, it'll be a little sweet. So the initial taste, you'll taste that bubblegum strawberry taste, but then when it settles, you'll have that shock of cotton candy that's so rare. Somewhere in there, there'd be a unicorn, you know, as the label, the name, something, just because I'm very different. Most people who see me initially first look, they're like, you look mean.
Once again, I will save that for another day.
But you know, I'm very sweet.
Yeah.
I'm very light, bubbly, sweet. I'm a good time.
I do notice you are a good time.
Yeah, I don't do the drama. I want to have fun. I want to be bubbly. Let's. To
the point, sometimes I think you're trolling. Sometimes I think you're like having so much fun that you start trolling people. It was maybe like I want to say it was around your birthday time, and I just happened to be like up really late one night. And you were it was your birthday, and I don't remember where you were. You were out somewhere.
Miami.
Oh, yeah. And then you were just like really trolling, I guess the guys.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah. And I won't say.
What I posted.
Visit her Instagram, and she has it still there. Go look at what she posted. And I'm just going to say, that was some trolling stuff. I'm like,
yeah, it's funny because and I think that's why with the ingredients, because you never know what you're going to get. You're thinking you're going to get a bubblegum strawberry beer, but then you taste that vanilla, and you're like, oh, it's smooth and sweet. It's sexy.
I think it's going to be called Bubblegum Troll. I think it's going to be called. That's the name of it.
I like it.
Troll
Unicorn Troll.
Unicorn Troll. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want something sweet, like something that you'll grab on a summer day and be like, I feel sexy.
Where's your ABV level want to follow? You want higher end? You want to follow the big?
You know,
have like casual, or you want to have them like a little bit more?
I don't want it too high because of this. Yeah. When I feel like with drinking now that I'm older, I want you to feel good, but I don't want you to be over the edge. You know, I don't want you to be.
So that feel good range is typically between like 6 and like 9%.
Yeah, I would say.
So most beers are around 5, 6.
Right, I would say 9.
Yeah.
Well.
And some of your better ales are around 7 or 8, 9.
I was gonna say I would say 7, but I want that 9 because I want you to know if I have one, I feel good, I feel sexy, I can take like a shot after and I'm good. I don't have to keep drinking beer after beer. Yeah, so I think I would do it a little on the higher range. However, just something, you know, that when you drink, you're like, okay, I'm ready to get cute and go out with the girls or whatever. So
No, that's not like it. Okay, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's gotta be bubblegum.
We'll make that happen somewhere.
Look, he's gonna take me somewhere to make this beer.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out. Maybe I'll get my beer kit finally. I'll finally before going home we'll play with some ingredients.
Yes.
No, but no, that's cool. No, that makes sense. So far, you guys have there with the beer, right? We're gonna do that. Let's go to down the line a little bit with the beer. You like craft beer, and you've kind of tried a couple. Do you, if you go to a country, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's a country that you wanted to go to out in the world, what country would you want to go to?
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably tell you if they've got a good beer or not.
Oh my God, I've never been asked this. I don't know.
Don't pick a vacation place because that's all like an island or something like that. They don't have beer. So just pick a country in general that you would think you would like to travel to, and I'll tell you if they've got some good beer or not.
So that's the thing. The only place that I would ever want to go to that I've never been to oh God, my friend's probably going to kill me when he sees this. He went to Japan or Taiwan, I believe.
Taiwan, okay.
I don't know, but it's when they dress the Tokidoki style.
Okay.
So it's that very fast life lights and the nightlife.
Yeah. I'm not very cultured, so I don't remember. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that would be.
It's one of those.
I mean, honestly, there's not too many other places I really just feel like I have to go to, but I would love to see like Japan, that whole style.
Yeah. With the geishas and the formal.
Yes, because I just feel like that is so sexy, and I know they have some.
Not high school girls that with the geishas.
Oh yeah, it gotta be the old one. It gotta be the legal women.
There are people don't know
I don't know because I heard some there they be doing something.
We'll say that for another conversation.
But no, honestly, it's hard to pick a country, but I would definitely go. I would love to explore Japan.
Yeah.
Japan is known for their drinks and their liquor, so
I would say they make good sake. They make good
right.
I don't like their beer. I'm gonna be saying again. I
don't think I've ever actually had
a beer. Do not like Japanese beer. It's like Sapporo and all sorts of things.
I have when I did the sake around.
Yeah, they've got a couple of beers, and I'm just kind of like, and they're most of them are like pilsners and things like that.
But they're flat.
They're flat, and then it's like, yeah, that's all you have the sake, and it's like, I don't really like it.
Yeah.
And then nothing with like real flavor. Most of it's like I said, the pilsners are real basic ales. But I could be surprised one day maybe they'll find their craft beer scene that I've never tried. So if there is something out there, you guys have Japanese beer I haven't tried out there, you guys let me know.
Okay, because I be on the sake and
yeah. So okay.
I would definitely do Japan,
right?
Because they're up there with the liquor as far as you get what you get. You know?
So let's go back into numb about you. If you could give someone advice about even the steps of how you created your whole brand of numb, what was some advice you would give someone to start their own brand and make it work?
100% be true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know you as a person. Can't nobody tell you who you are but you. Yeah. Maybe your mom, but be yourself. There are going to be people who are going to like how you are. There are going to be people who don't like how you are. At the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror. Don't worry about the opinions of others. Be yourself. Rock out. Be who you are. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But at the end of the night, when I go to sleep, I'm not losing no sleep by anybody else's opinion.
If there's one thing about the world you could change, what would it be?
Humanity. We lack compassion for the next human being. I do. I've held the door open for just a woman walking by or whatever. Not even a thank you, none of that. Walked. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I've held the door for people. I've had people bump past me, don't even say excuse me, and I find myself, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Not anymore. Yeah. I'm now. You bump past me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You know how I blame. I blame. You know what? I kind of agree with you though, but that's actually happened like the last couple of years. But I think that's more so because a lot of people moving here and they're not very used to that. Hello, how you doing?
The humanity is just at an all-time low.
The politeness. But I think about COVID.
I mean, think about it. How many times have you gone to Walmart? Yeah. You walk up to the checkout line. You're like, hey, how are you? I'm sorry, excuse me. Hello. And it's like, sis, if you hate your job, then go quick. But a simple hello, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's just like, can we just, like, I hate to say it, but can we all just
Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just be nice to each other?
You know?
I think I noticed that a little bit, but I think it's coming back though. Because I've been in a lot of places. People have been really nice, but I think the last year has just been people just been like.
I think that's what it is. I'm trying to have faith.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the protests really showed, okay, we can do this, but it's just like, then you have those few that are just like
rigid. It's kind of, I think one of those things where, for me, it's kind of like, I always ask my question, why? Why? And I try to have the discussion and think about it from their perspective.
Yes,
when I'm having a conversation, or even when I'm having a conversation, conversations with people, I try to think about it, be the devil's advocate.
Right. That is
even if I agree with what you're saying,
right.
I have to think about it. Well, think about it this way.
Right.
Because I have to think that way because just the world we live in, right?
Yep.
So where we live in, you have to. I was one of those people that definitely for a short time was like, no, if you don't agree with me, I'm dismissing you. You don't know what you're talking about. But then as I've gotten older, and then just because of how many people I have to interact on a regular basis with, and I have to kind of play this A and B side of things for my day job, I had to really understand that. Like, okay, there's an A side, there's a B side, and then there's a C. But C is probably what's actually going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But A and B see it differently, right? And so you really have to understand that. So I think that's what happened with with your project and with numb and then house.
You have to. So with me, I guess the way to say it is, I try to understand why that person did the things that they did, said what they said, and acted the way they act, instead of just jumping to, we don't agree, I'm good. So I think a lot like you.
Yeah, we have to agree or disagree, but hopefully you value what I said.
Right.
Saw the perspective, and I'm free to admit to I'm wrong. I'm like, oh man, I didn't think about that.
And that's me.
It's hard for me too sometimes.
It's like, but I'm quick to be like, you know what? If you took it that way, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't get that back. So now I'm just like, if you took it that way, it is what it is, and that's your personal. And I shouldn't be like that. But sometimes it's just like, you perceived it that way. That's not how I meant it. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Do you think, we're similar age, we're close in age, so, we're 80s, 90s kids, right?
Yeah.
And so just things, and the world was very emerging, evolving, right?
Way different then.
Way different. And it's more so our stuff is more apparent that even we saw as kids, but it's like, we didn't know how to explain it. So, especially in the Black community, right? People of color communities. Do you think that, how big of an effect do you think that you're going to have on the next generation? Do you think things, because we've seen things change, right?
Definitely.
Do you think it's going to be better or worse, even for your own situation, what you've been through? Do you think that's going to be a continual trend as people become more educated in our community, or no?
I'm hoping better. I have kids, and I try to be as upfront and vocal with them as possible. And just me speaking out about the stuff that I've gone through has encouraged other people to speak out and not tolerate stuff. I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, I'm pregnant by this guy who's been doing this, and this. I'm done. I left, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, girl, you deserve better. I really think it's going to be for the better. I do hope, because at this point, I didn't think I would leave a legacy, but some people are like, girl, you don't understand how many people are watching you, inspired by you, which is weird. But I do think for the better. I will encourage the next person. Like I said, I have kids, and I've raised them to not tolerate any less and know what your worth is, and stand on what you feel, and don't let anybody make you feel or change your opinion of anything. And that's just what it is. And I'm that parent that's going to listen. If my son or kid said this, don't question them. But I'm hoping for the better.
Yeah. All right. So as we come up to the close of the episode, we're gonna go over a couple things, people. Once again, I couldn't tell you guys. Hey, I'm back, season 2.
Yeah.
Your Battered Thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the beer.
I did. I'm gonna finish this before I leave too.
There's a beer. I got a little bit left too. We're gonna come to the last. We're gonna come to the last sip in a second.
Yeah.
We're the last sip. We are bringing back the last sip. People always talk about it. I forgot about it for a second. Do you happen to have your phone handy on you?
I do.
Yeah. So I want you to go look up the beer prayer because I'm gonna have you recite that in a second.
The beer prayer.
The beer prayer. So Google the beer prayer. Hopefully I'll remember it because I'm a little rusty myself. But while she's doing that, hey guys, Beer Battered Thoughts Season 2. Thank you so much for trying out the YouTube thing. So if you guys are watching on the YouTubies, I don't know when I'm gonna post this. I'm hoping it's gonna be like Thursday, if not latest Monday. I think I'm gonna do Mondays. I think Monday.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
So we're gonna So we're gonna do the last sip. But before we do the last sip, is there anything you wanted to plug? You want to talk about? Because we're gonna do the last sip, and then we're gonna do your beer battered thought. But also before that, we'll move into those last two things. Anything else you want to plug? Plug yourself or movements or things like that. Anything you want to talk about?
No, I
just want to ask me about stuff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you're doing. You really, I at least for me, I know my following, male and female, are gonna be like, hey, let me check this guy out because you definitely are helping people come out of their comfort zone. I guess I can say it that way. You are
drink some beer.
Yeah, you're definitely letting pushing people to explore new horizons.
Yeah.
We're stuck in our ways, and like I said, we're all about the tequila and the Hennessy, and it's like you are really doing those people a favor who I like beer, but it's nasty or it's blah blah blah. We're gonna start trying.
There are over 7,000 different flavors of beer.
There's something out there.
Something out there you like.
Yes. No, this has been a pleasure, and my following is big on social media, and I really hope that a lot of people reach out to you because explore their horizons.
I mean, I really do. I want to clarify. I didn't reach out to you because I was like, oh, you have. I didn't even know.
Well, I followed you first and reached out to you because I'm a good friend. Shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob from last season.
He was like, you would like this guy because you like beer, and so I really love what you're doing, and I think that you'll see positive outcomes. People really explore horizons.
That's cool. Because I love my day job, but I'm gonna drink and fight all over the world. Have more people on the podcast. Let's drink beer and let's fight. Let's do that.
Right. I know a couple people will be like, "Can I
be on?" Yeah. You know what? If you got guests, I'm only doing 25 episodes this season, so I've only got 9 guests so far booked.
And you're on Apple Podcasts.
I am on Apple Podcasts. And
I work for Apple, so can you drop that again?
I'm on Apple Podcasts.
I'm subscribed to you.
Yeah, so I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on Google, Spotify, Apple.
Yes.
I'm on the YouTubies now. Hopefully, if this comes out well.
I'm dropping this in my work group chat tomorrow. Watch.
Yeah. Even if this doesn't turn out well, I'm still upload to YouTube because we're trying. It's a trial and error. I'm gonna grow and figure out some things. I'm a one-man army. I gotta figure some things out.
Right.
Between this, drinking beer, armor combat, and my day job, and I got Knights of Wakanda stuff. It's a whole thing. So.
And I am going to get that shirt as soon as I
should wait. Every dollar. I do not keep money from this. This actually goes towards the Knights of Wakanda shirts. Actually go towards the Black Armor Combat Fighters group.
Nice.
So that money goes towards helping us the other fighters get armor. Where we want to do our own community event. So we want to do our own in the people of color community. It's all people. The Knights of Wakanda are all armored combat fighters of African descent.
That's crazy. Oh wow.
So, it's only about ballpark about 20 of us or so. Out of the 500 fighters probably are.
My friend Lawrence would love that.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're selling merch to save money to do our own events. They actually want to do it. The first one here in Dallas. So for its June 2 thing. So if you guys want to support that, hey, I'm gonna drop the Knights of Wakanda. Follow Knights of Wakanda on Instagram. I wore the shirt because I'm trying to get more people to be understanding. But with that, I will let you take it off from the from the last sip, and then we'll go into your beer battered thought.
So you want to read this?
Yeah. Read it. That's how we close the show. That's how
okay. The beer prayer.
Beer prayer.
I hope this is the right one. Our lager, which art and barrel, hallowed be
that drink.
That will be drunk.
I will be drunk.
And I will be drunk.
I will be drunk.
At home as it as in the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Give us this day our foamy head.
Our foamy head.
And forgive us for our spillages.
Our spillages.
Wait a minute. As we forgive those who spill against us.
Hey, it's all good.
And lead us not into incarceration.
I ain't got time to go to jail.
But deliver us from hangovers.
I got work tomorrow too.
For thine is the beer, the bitter, and the lager, forever and forever. Barman.
Salud.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That is so funny.
I love that. I'm gonna put it on a shirt, but I didn't.
I feel like Spencer's would have this. I gotta find it for you.
Probably they don't.
I gotta find it.
I have a shirt, so I gotta put this on my website too. Beer Battered Thoughts Season 2, guys. Yeah, we're gonna put this to an end. We're at about 45 minutes. I don't know what the sweet spot is, so usually when on audio it's like 45 minutes. But with that, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I hope you want to come back for another episode.
I will.
We'll talk about that other stuff.
Okay.
Listen, we got minors and the other stuff. I didn't want to keep. We got to keep this one family-ish. This alcohol, but like there's minors. I don't like
right.
We'll come back and do an episode. But with that, the mic is hot. And I like to do, in the last season, I want to be like, what is your beer brand thought? It doesn't have to be about your stuff.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want. There's a mic.
Okay.
If it's whatever you want, go ahead. I will make sure that people hear it. Doesn't have to be whatever you want it to be. Doesn't have to be anything we talk about, but whatever you want to say.
So my beer battered thought would have to be what I would tell any of my friends and family: be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. And don't let anybody change that. Be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. All right, y'all. Beer Battered Thoughts, Season 2. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
People listen online on my website. Hey, thank you so much. And we'll be back with another episode. I don't know who's going to be on it, but click and find out. And do the thing with the thumb and the sending people and the swipe and all that stuff. I'm trying to do stuff. Help me. Drink some beer. Let's go. All right. Sorry, I'm out of here. Bye.
That was so dope. Oh my God.